Guys, what's up? We've been speaking a lot about what is possible with AI, what are the skills you can acquire, what is prompt engineering, what are the AI tools that you can use. But very rarely do we speak about what the opportunities are with respect to AI careers. When I say AI careers, I'm not talking about those side hustles, I'm not talking about those businesses, I'm not talking about making $10,000 in the next 30 days. I'm purely talking about where are we headed with respect to AI jobs and AI careers. Whether it is an entry-level job, or we're talking about a specialization that you need to acquire, or we're talking about a leadership role. Where are we headed? Where did we start? And what is the progression like? What has changed? What is going to change? And how do one prepare himself or herself for the upcoming tide, which is not going to be funny and definitely not going to be easy, unless you approach this with a plan though. Alright, so we're talking about the AI career dashboard that you see on your screens. Now we're talking about what are the roles that have emerged in the recent past, and we have not seen so much hype about a specific role. Like, you remember when software engineering was on the rise, people went crazy about learning new technologies, whether it is Python, whether it is React.js, JavaScript, whatever it could be, Salesforce. People went crazy about this stuff. Even today, people are going crazy about learning AI agents. We are talking about building AI agents, building neural networks, building models that you can support and use it for your own developer needs, familiarizing yourself with how do you deploy code using AI, whatnot. So basically what has happened is there was a clear demarcation in the market between people who can code and people who couldn't code. Today, it is all one, and people who are unable to code because of their foundational knowledge that they have acquired through the years, with the help of AI technologies, they're able to go ahead and build programs. Of course, this is vibe coding, vibe marketing, all that stuff. So basically, people who couldn't code are able to code now. People who couldn't market are able to market now. So it's going to be one pool instead of a specialized pool, a strictly specialized pool like it was always. But today, you need to understand where we are, where we came from, and where the market is headed. So I bring to you the AI career dashboard. This has been collated after researching a lot of reports and fed into different models to understand the accuracy of these reports, and tried and not gotten so much in terms of what are the roles which are trending and how can you apply for a job. What we have done instead is, what is the overall landscape of the market, where should one focus upon, and how can you acquire those skills, and what happens when you acquire those skills are the things we have put together in these discussions. So if you look at the dashboard here, we have growth rate, we have entry level and senior level roles primarily. Now all across the board, if you look at the number of AI roles or the percentage of AI roles that is growing at, generative AI specialist is a role that has blew up beyond belief. Now this could be your content creators, these could be your people who can make social media content, people who can write articles, people who spend day in day out writing content. Now there was a time when we spoke to a lot of businesses, and all of them had, this was just one phase that I clearly remember. So generative AI specialist, AI engineer, prompt engineer has exhibited at about 135% growth. Then you have AI content creator. I'm pretty sure you have seen the recent post about OpenAI wanting to hire somebody to write content. Now AI ethics and compliance specialist, AI product marketing or a product manager. But the salary ranges of people and compare it with freshers or entry level versus senior level. Of course, senior level will have a better edge because of the years of experience that they have gathered. So all across the board, whether it is generative AI specialist, AI engineer, prompt engineering, AI content creator, AI ethics and compliance, or a product manager, if you have certain amount of tenure in the industry, if you have spent some amount of years and time learning and honing your craft, there is a good chance that you have a better chance of earning more. Now, how much is dependent on the company, the role, the salary range. I've put together in another dashboard. I will talk to you about it, but that's pretty much about it, right? So total AI jobs by 2030 is predicted to be 32 million openings. Now the market value put together is about 1.8 trillion collectively. Now average growth rate is at 117.3%, which is a phenomenal growth. Now then, if you look at the career progression timeline, this can be divided into three phases basically. So somebody who is at the foundational level of understanding the AI landscape or entry level positions with respect to AI. Then you have somebody who has developed a specialization, whether you work with AI agents, whether you work with automations, whether you work with app builders, whether you are a no-code developer or you're a vibe marketer, vibe coder, whatever. Now you develop that specialization. Now anything beyond, let's say, a year and a half, 2 years is when you get into a leadership position. At the current growth, I'm sure it is only going to increase. But this is how the literal landscape of jobs is looking like at the moment. So if you look at how they evolved, you have a 150. So we're talking about 2023, when the AI research labs era, where everybody is trying to get their hands dirty. I remember the only thing which was in boom at that point in time were machine learning engineer, data scientist, research scientist, of course. So these are hardcore tech jobs. So people who had understanding of Python programming and all these, I don't know the technical terminology, but people who were able to build these systems, train models using Kaggle, all those platforms, they were getting great jobs if they knew their stuff, and they were able to command huge pay packages. Then came generative AI boom in 2024, where non-tech grew by about 500%, which is insane if you ask me. Never was there a time where something called a prompt engineer existed. There was no content creator, which was a separate job as such. You either had third-party agencies or you had somebody called as a social media executive who basically did everything under the sun. Now this is where things took off. So 257% growth in terms of the number of openings. We're talking about 400,000 jobs. Now then came the mainstream integration, where we're talking about integrating AI and AI tools and AI agents to verticals like HR, marketing, tech, real estate, healthcare, education, edtech, right? So not just that, there was a lot of automations and integrations that came along. Now that became your expertise, where you're able to work with multiple systems and you're able to orchestrate things for a smooth functioning, or you're able to implement AI solutions for a certain industry or for a certain company. So that is where we see about 800k jobs, which is about 170% growth. So it is very important for us to understand how we evolved over time. So all this in 2 years. Now imagine what can happen in the next 10 years.